Earth signs, this is going to be your general elemental Earth reading for November 2021. So this is going to be a general reading for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn sun signs. All right. If this reading doesn't resonate, I urge you to check back and look at the other elemental signs, the air and water and fire. That might be your moon and rising sign, and that could give you, if this reading doesn't resonate, maybe one of the other ones will. Before we get started, we are finally coming out of the last stages of the Mercury retrograde. He went direct some time ago, but we're going to come out of that post-shadow phase period November 4th, which is the same day that we will have our new moon in Scorpio at 13 degrees Scorpio. I just posted up the moon report over on the website for you website members who are watching and you want something new to read. That's posted up over on the website already. I think what I find to be interesting about this is that the new moon on November 4th is going to be in the sign of Scorpio, and the full moon on November 19th is going to be in the sign of Taurus. And the reason why that kind of, is capturing my attention is because in January, the nodes will change signs, all right? And they will be moving into the Scorpio-Taurus axes. They will station, now the nodes travel in retrograde phase, so they won't be, stationing and going direct. They always travel in a retrograde motion. They appear to move backwards to us. That's what the retrograde means. So they're going to station to change signs January 18th. They'll be at 0, South Node at 0 Sagittarius, North Node at 0 Gemini. And then on the 19th, they will move into South Node in Scorpio, 29 Scorpio, North Node in 29 Taurus. Okay, and this lasts about, whenever they change signs, the nodes will stay in a sign for roughly about 18 months, and then they change signs again. And so this is kind of like the precursor for me, particularly with the moon moving in, of what's going to be coming up across the two money signs. Okay. I thought that was quite interesting to see that. So it's like the beginning. The new moon is going to be the beginning of the new nodal cycle. And because they're falling in the sign, we're having the new moon in Scorpio, this may be an opportunity for us to cast aside, kill off, clean up some things that we don't need to take with us moving into the new nodal cycle. Scorpio is about death and regeneration. It's also about poisons and toxins, so, corruption. So this could be, cleaning up some areas of our lives. I did post up in the article, whatever your sun sign is, what house that full moon is going to be falling in, and that can pretty much kind of give you an indication of what area of life might be affected. It's not going to, not everybody's going to be affected, because it just depends on what you have going on in your life. I have with me the Radiant White deck. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be leaving MailChimp as a newsletter, and I found something else. I'm still checking it out, because I know I haven't sent out a newsletter in a long time, but I'm just kind of disgusted with MailChimp. So, and I've been searching around for something else, and so I think I found it, in which case I'm going to import all of the addresses that I have that are signed up for the newsletter under MailChimp, and then I'll be sending out newsletters. If you choose to unsubscribe, you can do that once you get the notification, okay? And so that's pretty much it. So I have with me the Radiant White deck. We have the, oh, wow, card already presented itself. It's laying over there after I picked the deck up. We have the La Vida Sibila for clarification, and we will wrap the reading up with a Golden Nostradamus card. So I want to see what card was left here, because I've already done some meditation and shuffling. It is the Devil. Well, isn't that interesting? We know that we have Saturn stationing. Let me take a look here. Hold on. Saturn has moved into Aquarius already. That's let me go back to the current here and now. And where's my Aquarius? There it is. Saturn is at 7 degrees right now. Now he will be, let me see, step it forward. It will be some time before he's stationing retrograde. I think he's going to get all the way up to like maybe 15 degrees or something like that before he retrogrades. And let me see. That will be, I think, in December at some point. Actually, it goes into January. Hold on. Let me see here. I'm trying to see when he is at 16. No, he may not go retrograde again until he gets to maybe, I don't know what it will be. But that's far out. So we have Saturn here. And Saturn is basically the card of hard work. He's the taskmaster. He is the one who gives you a whole bunch of trials and tests and creates some tribulations for you. But basically what he's asking you to do is to learn those life lessons. Where is your plan weak? Where does it need some shoring up? Where do you need to pay a bit more attention to? Now, the Devil card, besides the Tower and the Death card, is one of the most feared cards in the tarot, but it's really not anything to fear. This card can be about power and control issues. It represents the sign of Capricorn. So this can be about power and control issues. Who has it? Who's wielding it? Who's trying to get it? Who's using it for what purposes? Nefarious purposes. But it also can represent commitment. Who or what you chain yourself to, right? So let's say, for instance, you know, somebody has a drug addiction or a alcohol addiction. So what are they chaining themselves to? The Devil represents the temptations of the physical plane, of the third dimensional plane. But sometimes that commitment or what you chain yourself to can be something that is really positive. So say, for instance, you want to lose 100 pounds, right? So what do you chain yourself to? You chain yourself to commit yourself to that exercise program and watching your diet so that you can achieve your goal. So it's about the long, hard slog of rolling up your sleeves and doing the hard work. He's not always a negative thing, okay? So that is right in the center. So let me go ahead and see what the foundation of this reading is. It is the Nine of Pentacles. What is the energy of the near or distant past? It is the Four of Swords. What is the unknown energy for the month of November coming in? It is the Eight of Swords. Huh, that's interesting. And then we want to know what the energy is of the near or distant future. It is the Five of Pentacles. Well, that's interesting because what I'm looking at is, I don't want to say conflict, but for lack of a better word, a conflict between what you are thinking and what you are doing. The swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, communications. The coins represent finances, the material plane, but also what you are doing and how you are doing it. So here's the Devil. What is over the entire reading? The Knight of Wands. So this is some kind of message coming in. Traditionally, that Knight of Wands can be looked at as a person. We do know that we're coming out of the Mercury retrograde, and things may have slowed down for you on a mental plane, maybe even on a financial plane, depending on what you do for a living. But this knight kind of is rushing in, and he's actually coming in from the future. Okay, so I would say within a week, there's going to be some news that is going to come in. Now, this Devil attached with this Nine of Pentacles here, that energy, lets me know, particularly with this card, that for some of you, you have really been buckling down and getting the work done, right? And you've been pretty successful at it. Okay, so this is about rewards for hard work, reaping the rewards, you know, ignoring the foolishness and all of the distractions and just doing the work and actually accomplishing something and achieving something, some measure of security, whether it be financial or physical. Okay, sometimes to me this card can indicate a house move, but it's been a slow, long process or something that you are trying to do. Why? Because of the snail there. There aren't that many animals that carry their homes on their back. So this always to me speaks of a possible home move here. In the near or distant past, many of you have kind of taken a break, taken a step back. This is what the Four of Swords is all about. It is about rest and relaxation. It is about removing yourself from persons and situations so that you can recharge mentally, physically, and spiritually. You may have been in a conflict with someone previously or conflicted over a situation, and you decided to take a step back. What I find to be most interesting are the two cards coming up. Is the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Because the Eight of Swords is the card of, it's one of those, it's the windmills of the mind kind of a thing, right? You think you're stuck in one place, that you're unable to move. You don't see a way out. You can't wriggle your way out. But the truth of the matter is that's really not true. If this woman chooses to be free, she simply has to remove the blindfold and the loosely bound ties to see that she's not surrounded. She can literally walk away from this situation. But this tells me that there's some worry, some angst about whatever this thing is. Now, I do think it's related to some type of conflict. The reason why I say that, maybe a separation or an argument or some harsh words spoken. These three swords here, taking the step back from that conflict or argument, they show up over here on this side of her over here. And there's the Five Swords over there, right? So maybe this is about whether or not you're going to have to get back in there and argue and fight again, and you're worried about it. But then here comes the Five of Pentacles. Now, I could say for some of you there may be a financial loss in some way, shape, or form. We go from 9 to 5, so we lose 4 pentacles. We lose some measure of our maybe material security, maybe even our physical security. But this card can also be the idea of feeling sorry for yourself, right? And not reaching out for help when you need it. So I'm not exactly sure what this message is all about, but what I can do is I can look at to see what additional information these 4 pip cards give me associated with the Devil card. If this is really a situation, right? Or if it is someone who's trying to, for lack of a better term, throw a wrench in your plans by trying to maintain control and power over you and or the situation. If that makes any sense. So let me grab my book. We're going to start with the Nine of Pentacles. We're going to take them in the order that they fell after we put the Devil down. So, the Nine of Pentacles. Tells me nothing. Okay. Four of Swords. Tells me nothing. Here's the meaning. It implies that you may have previously been involved in a complicated situation involving many people. You may now feel the need for solitude and a chance to meditate and be at peace. During this time of solitude, you will truly feel at peace and may find spiritual enrichment through reading and or meditation. However, you should be wary of becoming isolated. Tells me nothing next to the Devil. Let's go to the Eight of Swords. I don't know who calling me and why. Nothing about the Devil and the Eight of Swords. A feeling of restriction and of holding yourself back. Sometimes there's a sense of betrayal attached. It can indicate someone who is fearful of moving out of a situation and feelings of confusion and a lack of clarity. It tells you to pay attention to some long-awaited news or information that is on its way to you. It can also be an indication of the inability to make firm choices and decisions. Here is the Five of Pentacles. Excuse me. My throat's scratchy. Now, the 5, and it is a 5. The 5 is about changes. It's a changing energy. Okay? It indicates that there's a focus on financial or personal difficulties, this card. You may experience problems at work that may cause concerns regarding your financial security. You may also be spending too much time worrying about things that may never come to pass, wasting energy and resources that could be better spent elsewhere. Problems in relationships may arise from arguments about money or because infidelity is expected or is suspected. It also says that it tells of feelings of helplessness and defeat. Unemployment, financial difficulties, and the inability to find material and emotional security are indicated by the 5. The situation may be alleviated or overcome with the support of a close friend or family member or a community support system such as a church or government organization. But it also states don't give up. It implies that you're about to achieve something that you had not expected, whatever that may be. It implies feeling confused, discouraged. Now, it says pertaining to a legal case or issue, it implies that you may not be successful and may incur costs or suffer a loss. That could be what this is. I don't know what this devil is speaking about. However, there is a meaning of this card with the 4 of Swords. It implies a serious disagreement and or argument that may lead to the severance of a partnership, friendship, or business. It can even indicate the loss of a legal case or battle. When this card shows up with the 4 of Swords, disputes, arguments, disagreements, or the dissolution or severance of some type of relationship. If this is pertaining to a legal case or issue, it may be indicating that your case may be lost. Now, I don't know what this is about. So I'm going to take I want to take a look at this 4 of Swords here. There's only one person here. This 9 of Pentacles, so to speak. Then I'm going to take a look at this Knight. The Leggerezza. The Viaggio. And the Belvedere. Quite an interesting set of cards. Let me take a look at this message. Now, the Leggerezza is the card. It's called Carefree. The Carefreeness card. So, this could be about... Oh, I'm so sweaty and hot. I'm having a hot flash. Let me read to you the Leggerezza. It has a small meaning. We see the Viaggio, which is about a trip. Sometimes this card can be about taking a vacation or a retreat or rest. Okay? I don't know. Maybe you went to Vegas or you went to Atlantic City or you went someplace to gamble and you end up losing some money. Okay? More money than you bargained for. You made a bet and it didn't go well. What is that? The 10 of Wands. Here we go. Let me get to this Leggerezza card so I can give you the meaning of it. It has a slight meaning, carefreeness. Right? In financial matters, this card can indicate short-lived investments that are ultimately destined to plummet. Spending money like water and the chronic inability to accumulate savings. It indicates activities that will go bust due to a miscalculation or lack of proper planning. In love, it indicates inconsistency, a lack of commitment, sleeping around, and an affair. Now, it is important in relation to the idea of recklessness, impulsiveness, and careless mistakes that will cause you grief in the future, possibly in the form of lawsuits for negligence, recklessness, or even dangerous driving. Even though I don't see that here. Okay, we do see the Viaggio, which is talking about a trip, and then we see and that's basically all the Viaggio speaks about. It's about a trip, going on a trip or vacation or a visit. That's really all it speaks about. So this is the idea that while you are away, or if you've been away, or if you planned on going away, something is not going to go as you plan it to. The Belvedere, which is an interesting card, because the Belvedere heralds the arrival of something, news, or an opportunity, or of someone in a very short period of time, and we see that here. The telescope, depicted the wrong way around, describes metaphorically that you are not merely observing something from afar, but that something is coming towards you. Okay. On a much broader level, this card indicates that something has not fully taken shape, and usually that the future has not yet been defined. There may still be time to change events. Now, simply the card, another meaning, unavoidable, the unavoidable arrival of something or someone. Emotionally, it may indicate anxiety, trepidation, impatience, and all emotions associated with the uncertainty of waiting for something or someone to arrive. It also warns not to pry into other people's lives and to mind your own business, inviting you to look within instead for introspection and self-analysis for your own behavior. It also has a connection with faraway places, long distances, and locations abroad. I want to see what this Knight of Wands, what is the news and what is the message all about? It could be that, while you're looking in the other direction, something else may be happening behind the scenes. Denari. The letter. And the Amuleto. Well, that's quite interesting, because what the card is saying is that there is some news, financial news coming in that's not going to be very good. It doesn't tell me why that is, okay? It's just showing me that if this was some kind of... This is an interesting card, the Denari, because it falls not in the suit of coins, but it falls in the suit of hearts. And we all know that there are plenty of arguments and disputes with people over money. It's not a marriage card, so this is about deals as well. This could be some type of business deal that does not go well. Let me give you the, I think it's a 6. It is. And that is because money is deeply tied to our emotions. Now, it could also be speaking about the presence of old books and documents, and can represent the past. And that's really all it says here with the letter. The letter says that there, and that's a diamond card. So this is, I think, some type of financial news here. It heralds the arrival of all forms of news. Letters, emails, phone calls, text messages, faxes, something heard on the news or television, on the radio, the arrival of a parcel or even a letter that needs to be signed for. Again, it can represent books and official documents, bank statements, and contracts. Okay, let's see here. It's not near that. And that's all it says. It's a very generic card. But then here is the Amuleto, which is the Four of Swords. If you look, it's almost the same kind of image there. Okay. The Amuleto. And travel. You know, I don't know if maybe some of you were going someplace for a business deal and this just doesn't go the way that you think. Now, this is not about surgery or illness. It foretells a period in which you will be forced to interrupt your daily routine. It heralds a period of hardship and difficulty, resulting in subsequent dejection, demotivation, apathy, and depression. It represents a block. Metaphorically, it can represent any situation that is sick. This could be an unhealthy relationship, a personal flaw that needs healing, or a situation that is rife with pain, personal affront, and or corruption. It can also indicate a pathological relationship with another or something that has been spoiled. It gives the connotation of being tainted and unclean. But it can also act as a warning, as it can indicate a ticking time bomb, the calm before the storm, a situation that seems still and okay, but that eventually will erupt and backfire, causing great damage. It also warns you of people or situations that lull you into a false sense of security. It literally indicates people who are making you ill or sick. That old friend, oh my God, he made me sick. That's what we're dealing with here. And there seems to be some kind of loss or you having to walk away from something. So, you know, be cautious with your finances at this particular point in time. Particularly as we're moving into the holiday season. If you are traveling, again, be cautious and be careful. Don't be swindled. Okay. Formulate one question for the Golden Nostradamus. It's quite an interesting reading. You know, another interesting thing, we go from the Four of Swords to the 8. So definitely there's some news and travel associated with this, and whatever it is, it creates more worry and doubt for you. There's a dispute here in some way. I don't know how far back this dispute was, or if it's something that may be coming up, or news about it from the future coming into the present. Okay? Here we go. Number 12, the ivy. Nothing is sweeter, nothing surer than the comfort of pure friendship. Look around, because a friend or someone you love will help you, support you, and will be faithful. You will be helped and favored by someone close to you. I don't know what that means for you. But definitely, I mean, all is not lost. You know, you go from 9 coins to 5, but all is not lost. So try to keep that in mind, all right? So that's what I have for you, Earth signs. Again, this is for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. If you'd like more information on a reading, or if you'd like to book a reading to gain more insight into your personal situation, if you recognize this, simply click on the little eye that's going to show up over there in the right hand corner. I'm trying to get my hand over there, right there. That'll take you directly over to my website, and you can go over and take a look around. And so I do hope to hear from you. So until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste.